Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my NHL 20 franchise mode here in the state of hockey. In the previous episode, we completed the 2021-2022 regular season, and you know what? It was a cluster. Beep. I'm not going to swear on this channel or say any F-bombs because maybe there's children watching. I'm not sure, but it was a conundrum. It was interesting on both spectrums. You had a lot of interesting games. You had a lot of interesting seasons. We managed to make the playoffs. We started the season, I believe, 16-5-5 before last episode. We were first in the NHL, if I'm not mistaken, and after November is when things got a little iffy. Matt Murray kind of fell off. Kaprizov's goal scoring went completely down. He did finish somewhere around 47 goals, if I'm not mistaken. We'll get into the stats, but let's just check the calendar. It was iffy. It was really, really iffy. 7-3-0 in our last 10. That is a huge reason why we made the playoffs. I think it was after, December wasn't even that bad. I think January we had 7 regulation losses, and then everything just was starting to fall apart. And around right here, the Avalanche game, I'm like, we gotta do something. So I looked around the block, and there were a few centers that I was looking at that I'm like, we should go out right now and acquire. One of them being Mika Zibanejad, 90 overall. I believe he's a two-way forward, might be a playmaker. I'm not totally sure. And he was a reasonable trade value, but we would have to give up one of our top prospects. And I'm sure a lot of you guys disagree with me. And I didn't end up trading for Mika Zibanejad because I believe the guy going the other way would have been Connor McMichael. And I want to bet on the future first. I don't want to just throw all my rookies into one trade, get Mika Zibanejad. I know he'd be a great center. He's 90 overall, 28 years of age. He's coming into an extension year. We would offer him a contract. Speaking of contracts, we'll get to that as well. I'm sure a lot of you guys were like, go get him. David Krejci, Luke Kunin are not your first line center. And I completely understand that. I completely understand. Maybe if I was doing this offline, I would have gone and went ahead and got Mika Zibanejad, but I got to bet on my future right now. I got to bet that Connor McMichael is going to come up and be great for us. I got to bet that Trevor Wong is going to be a good center for us. We just have to wait. But I also said before the starting of the season, I'm not going to run this team into the ground if we're ready to compete right now. And we were ready. We made the playoffs. We're facing our biggest rival ever in the Colorado Avalanche. I think it was this stretch right here, a 4-game win streak, lost on the deadline day, but it was an interesting end of the season. We played really solid hockey up until the very end of the season, which was very much needed. It was a very, very iffy season. And a lot of you guys, I'm sure, are like, oh, Barry Parise, Barry Sutter, trade them away. I can't trade those two guys away because at the starting of the series, if you guys can't recall or if you didn't see that episode, I highly recommend starting at the beginning of this franchise mode and then working your way up. I said that those two guys have albatross contracts and they have no trade move, they have no move clauses. And if you guys, this is, I believe, 2 days after the NHL trade deadline that this is good. No, 2 days that after I'm recording. Sometime. I'm not really great at math or telling what day it is, but Parise IRL actually waived his no move clause to the Islanders, but it never actually worked out. I believe that was the rumor. But Parise and Sutter are staying on this team until they retire. Sutter's still helping this defensive core out. He's a big part of this core, helping shape the careers of Mironov, who's going to be great, has been great, had a 50-plus point season, or 47 something? I'm not sure. We'll get into that. But a lot of you guys were like, you said this draft year is the year to tank. And I don't disagree with that, but we had 2 solid years of drafting. Obviously, I want one of those top guys, and wherever we fall in the first round is going to be a great pick. Potentially we move up and steal somebody, because I know all the creative players overalls, and they're going to be quite interesting. But let's go ahead, check out the season stats. I didn't check them last episode because it was 50 plus minutes long, and I didn't want rendering to be a pain in my side. But let's start at the top. Leading the Minnesota Wild for 2 straight years, Kirill Kaprizov, 47 goals, 42 assists, 89 points, plus 14, 11 game winners, better than last year, so he won more games. But something was off. Something was off around, I believe, the 40 game mark. Halfway through the season, his goal scoring just dropped off, and I'm not sure what that was. 47 goal campaign is fantastic, but dropping from 73 to 47 is quite the drop off. I mean, 120 goals in 164 career games is insane. He has one of the best goals per game average in NHL history. He's a point away from 200. It's a great sophomore season. I just think we didn't gel as well this year, even though we won more games. I think we're just looking for that first line center to take over. Was Mika Zibanejad the guy to go for? Potentially, but this is our first time in the postseason, right? This is the first time to see what this team is capable of. Maybe we go on a run, maybe we get swept in the first round. This is just a test. I have no set goal for this team. I want us to compete this postseason, but I want to see what these young guys can do. But if we can't manage a first round victory, I'm not going to be super upset. Okay, Kirill Kaprizov, potentially the next captain. Obviously, I want to hear your guys' suggestions, because I will be naming a captain at the start of next season. I also have to re-sign Kaprizov. We're going to be dishing out a bit of money. And the man, Alexei Pietrangelo, leading this team in goals. And I want to pull something up on my phone. It's from one of my greatest supporters, watches every video, comments every video. Let me go all the way back. Let me find the video somewhere. Oh my god, it was created a while ago. Turn off my volume, my god. Okay, there we go. I know, very unprofessional of me, but let me go find it. I'm gonna put it up on the screen because I meant to do this a while ago, but Alexei Pietrangelo is one of my subscribers, comments on every video. Man, if you're watching this, I'm sure you are. I appreciate all your support. And you know how I was doing the whole subscriber created players, putting them in my franchise mode? His detail of Alexei Pietrangelo, his created guy, was the best out of everybody. I know a lot of you guys put a lot of effort in, but he went above and beyond, and he even did a backstory. Okay, and I gotta find the backstory. Where is it? There it is. So, backstory. Pietrangelo, when we drafted him, it said the American flag. He grew up in Russia. Almost always taller and stronger than his friends. He wasn't always the fastest person, but was an athlete nonetheless. When he turned 15, he moved to the USA and started playing with the NDTP program and was doing very well. He was born in Russia but had his demons there, and when he saw an opportunity to leave, he took it. His dream is to play with Andrei Svechnikov, which maybe we go out and get Andrei Svechnikov, a player he admired growing up in Russia. And he modeled his game once he moved to the U.S. after Brady, Matthew Tkachuk, and would love to play against them. When he fights, he is dominant as his father. Apparently, he was a Russian boxer, which is just sick. He was born in... I did change his draft year, I believe. I put him in the 3-year draft he was at. Yeah. But it's cool that my subscribers actually did that. I know that was that was definitely interesting to read because apparently my eyesight isn't good either. But Alexei Petrangelov is a stud, and we can see that year one. We put him in a great position to succeed. He played on the first line most of the year, but then we started to lose a lot of games. I'm not sure what it happened. I think I decided to move Petrangelov away from Kaprizov until Petrangelov is ready for the first line. He's a power forward. His shooting is fantastic. Look at all the stats that are below 70, right? He's going to get there eventually. He's going to be there, I think, pretty soon. He's 50 goals, potentially contending for a Calder. I would hope so. 2 straight Calders would be sick for us. So I really like him, and we're only going to get better with experience. Then you have Zach Parise. Now, a lot of people are saying, bury him in the AHL so you can get his cap. Cap is not a worry right now. Until we are a cap team, I mean, I friggin' struggled last episode because we were below cap and I had accidentally made a move, or I had called somebody up and we had too many men and I couldn't send anybody down, so I had to auto-fix rosters. That was a whole debacle. Oh, that was the word I was looking for. Debacle. Try to spell debacle. Don't say it 10 times fast. Debacle. No, sorry, that was too hard. Almost a 30-goal campaign for a 37-year-old. This is impressive. I feel like Zach Parise never ages. I look back at his Stanley Cup run with Nashville. Not Nashville. Why did I say Nashville? New Jersey in 2010. 2010. And he was so young then, and now he still feels young. He's 37. I'm not going to bury him until he is a liability on this team, and he's putting up 25 goal campaigns. Last year, what did he put up last year? I mean, 24, 25, 28 the last season, right? He's been good. He's been really good for us and playing great hockey. So I don't plan on burying him just yet. I think he's going to retire pretty soon. He is 37, and then we'll get plenty of cap space back. It's not a worry right now, guys. And then you have one of the big fish in free agency that we decided to go out and acquire, David Krejci, and I'm not totally set on David Krejci as our first-line center. You know, I went out there. I did know he was going to drop off because he's 35. That tends to happen when you're 35 and you're playing hockey. You tend to drop off around that age unless your name is Jeffrey Woodworth, Matthew Savoie, or Joshua Waugh. But, man, oh man, he did miss a few games, but he was a playmaker. He did his job for the majority. 53 points is not what I want for my first-line center. So it's only a matter of time unless there's a guy on the block that we go out and decide to get. Mika Zibanejad, maybe it was that guy. But going to the playoffs, hopefully David Krejci clicks with Kaprizov. We will see. I mean, Luke Kunin, great season. We do have to re-sign him. I don't ever see him being our first-line center. I see him probably being our second-line center for a very long time. We do have to re-sign him this year, somewhere upwards of $5 million. Is he worth it? 50 points ain't too shabby. And Kevin Fiala. Kevin Fiala is definitely somebody that I'm tiptoeing around trading because for $4 million, we do have to re-sign him. Maybe we trade him around the draft because going long-term, Nils Höglander is that guy to step up. 84 overall. This is his rookie season. Not a shabby rookie season. And he's got that 99 overall offensive awareness, so every other stat is bound to come up. I like both of them, but if we're going long-term, Nils Höglander is going to be that guy to take over for Fiala. I know they're two different player types, but Fiala is definitely that left winger on the way out pretty soon. Nils Höglander, we did talk about him. I do like him. He's only going to get better with age. That's just the stone-cold facts. And Ryan Donato, big question mark, man. He did get injured. I'm not sure how long he's actually out for. He got hurt twice. Okay, so he gets injured. He's gone for a while. He's gone for a month, or over that actually. We put him back in the lineup. We have the whole fiasco with the can't send down a player roster move thing. He gets injured the first game he's back, I believe, and he's probably out a lot longer. He's probably sitting in that press box just upset. 57 games this year. It's one of the least amount of games I've ever seen from a player I've had in a franchise mode where he's been injured that long. It was an MCL injury, rough, but 30 points in 57 games, that's over a half a point per game. That's basically what I want for my third line center. I do like him. He's on a fantastic contract. I wish he wasn't injured. We are looking a little weak down the center heading into the playoffs, and I know how I always say centers are your do or die in the playoffs. If you have a good center core, you're usually bound to make the playoffs at least, but we definitely have to work on our center position heading into the future. And another rookie, Lucas Raymond, is 20 years of age, was 19 most of the season. He's only going to get better with age, guys. That's another thing. He might be a disappointing rookie season to what we're used to. He is a sniper, 12 goals, not a lot. He had a good season last year with Iowa. We had to play him in the NHL this year. His stats, he's NHL ready. Physical could get better. Everything else could get better. Shooting as well. Don't know why it says is he a sniper? I'm not super sure about that. Maybe we transition him to a playmaker. But that's for later on in the not postseason. Off-season. Why was that so hard to think of? And then our fourth line center for the majority of the season, Thomas Nosek. Honestly, he was pretty good. Our depth centers weren't bad for the majority of the season. They put up decent defensive stats. Nosek was really solid for us, and I would love to bring him back next year. He's a perfect fourth line center for this team. Two-way forward. I want to bring him back. If it's for a cheap contract, maybe $1 million, $1.5 million, I'll bring him back. Ryan Hartman also wasn't too shabby on that fourth line. Couldn't be much better. Jordan Greenway. And see, that's where I'm kind of at the same position with Fiala. We're so young on our winger side, and these guys can't transition to center because they're not great at being a center. I did have Greenway penned in as the third line center going into the season, and it just sucks that it didn't totally work out because he didn't get a lot of time this year. He put up terrible penalty minutes on the fourth line. He was a liability. 12 goals is pretty good on the fourth line, so I'm not sure where he fits in long term. Maybe a trading asset. I'm not totally sure because we look down our left side in the future. You have Petrangelov. You have Hoglander. I'm not totally sure. Maybe once guys start retiring, moving on, we'll be able to see in a greater lens. Laminko, who played center for a while once Donato went out with an injury, wasn't bad. Wasn't great either. Fitzgerald, who just came in, who's honestly pretty solid as a centerman coming up from the AHL. I just signed him. I just signed a random guy during before I started recording last episode. I'm like, oh, put this guy in the AHL, he'll help out. And he wasn't bad in the AHL. I mean, 53 points, 63 games. That's quite good in Iowa. So he helped them win. So hopefully he helps us win, especially with the injury of Donato. But it is time to talk about defense. Defense was 100% our biggest asset this season. And if you take one of those defensemen away, we might not be a playoff team. And obviously our best defenseman this year, Matt Dumba, potentially could contend for a Norris. I'm not totally sure, but 66 assists. Man, oh man, he was good. He's a great power play defenseman. He's a great offensive defenseman for us. He's a two-way defenseman, but he's really an offensive guy. I do really like him. And being paired with Quinn Hughes, I mean, these two guys are going to be dynamite. Matt Dumba is 27. He could potentially be on this team for another decade. I mean, we have him signed up to a $6 million contract for 2 more years. We're obviously going to re-sign him. Quinn Hughes was recently signed to, I believe, to a 5-year contract by Vancouver. We brought him over. Fantastic deal on our end. I really, really love him. I don't know what it is. Quinn Hughes was the first rookie defenseman IRL in 27 years to put up 50 points. That's insane, and he's only going to get better with age. I mean, last year he put up Let me do math. I can't do math. And 42 the year before. So he's just on the upward trend, which is huge for us. And I would say the biggest positive on our defensive core. He was the 4th overall draft pick in 2020. A few of you were against it. A lot of you were for it. And I'm so glad I listened to the mass majority of you guys and saying, let's go get this defenseman 4th overall. 86 overall in his rookie season. 10 goals, the most on the blue line. This guy, once he matures, he's going to put up potentially a 20-goal season if he gets the amount of time Matt Dumba is. He's only going to get better. He's 20, man. Our defensive core is the highlight of this team, and I wish we had the same luck with our center core. Maybe it's just a 1 or 2 free agents away from being just a juggernaut in the NHL. And another positive in Brandt Clarke. He started off the season slow. I'm not going to lie. But as any rookie defenseman, that tends to happen. Nobody's going to be Quinn Hughes or Cale Makar in their rookie season. That rarely ever happens. But he ended the season really solid. Our defensive core put up plenty of goals. And he accounted for a lot of them. 8 goals, 18 assists, 26 points was really damn good. He's got that high elite, and I know I got that +5 working with Sutter and Mironov on that second pairing, but the moment I saw Brandt Clarke was a top 4 defenseman, I had to break it up. There's still a +3, which is huge for us. I've never had a +5, which is sad that I had to break them up, but his progression takes priority over the +5, obviously. Ryan Sutter, he's a defensive defenseman. He's not in the same position he was last year. 69 points, nice, was his career best season ever as a defensive defenseman. You rarely ever see that from a strictly defensive defenseman. So, having him at 37, one of those Albatross contracts, 24 points, it's not a bad season. He's going to help us grow. He's going to help grow this team. I mean, once we're a juggernaut, I don't see him in this lineup much longer. Maybe that's a contract we bury. He's 37, same age as Parise. At this point, it's good to have him in the lineup to keep winning games, and that's what we're looking to do. Vinny Hinola. Why do I keep saying Vinny? Villy Hinola. I'm getting quite upset with his progression so far. I've had a lot of defensemen like that. Great potential, great overall, really young, don't turn out to be anything special. I'm upset with that. Maybe he grows into something nice for us, but currently, he didn't have a bad season. 19 points, +12. That's honestly really solid. Low penalty minutes. Can't ask for much more than that. And Pattern was our throw-in defenseman. Whatever. And our goaltending. Matt freaking Murray, you absolute tool. I know it says a 907, which is about league average in this game. 35 wins, you got to have more than that, man. Our goaltending was bad, and I don't plan on bringing Matt Murray back if he has a bad postseason. We just got to rely, maybe if there's going to be a younger goalie out there on the block that we get our hands on. But right now, Matt Murray's not the guy going to the future. I know, $7 million. You guys can question that all you want. But it's only 1 year. We let him into free agency. Maybe we trade him at the draft for like a 4th-round draft pick. Whatever, right? But as it stands, he's not coming back. He just didn't work well with this team, even with a great defensive core. I'm not sure what didn't work. And Kaapo Kähkönen, we did roll with him in a few stretches, but I don't think he's going to be anything special. Maybe a career backup for Minnesota until our young guys progress like Hunter Jones, which he could be making his NHL debut next year, could contend for that backup position. But we are going to go to the entire NHL, check out the stats, see what's popping. The best goalie in the league this year, I'm going to say it was Jakob Markstrom, and that's kind of bittersweet. That's not bittersweet. I don't think that's the right word to describe this situation. But it makes me kind of bitter because he was one of the goalies out there on the market beside Matt Murray that we could have gone and acquired. But also, you have to think that Edmonton's in a better position to win right now. Connor McDavid, Draisaitl, whoever they got in the last few drafts. Right? He's on a better team overall. I don't see the problem with going out and getting Matt Murray. He probably wouldn't have been as great of a goalie on this team. Okay. Rookie skaters is probably going to go to Newhook. Oh, man. What a turnaround for Pietrangelo. I mean, Newhook took over the Calder race about game 50, and I'm like, oh, okay, Pietrangelo is going to have to go on a heater at the end of the season. He was not a great plus-minus. I mean, man, he's taken home that Calder year number 3 of my franchise mode. Hell yeah, two straight Calder winners. That is huge. I mean, Mironov, you have to think he might be the third man up. I mean, Podkolzin had a decent season, but as a defenseman, 56 points in a rookie season. Oh my, what a great season from our rookies. They're always going to be a positive. Defenseman who is going to take home the Oh, that's why Edmonton is so... Yeah, oh god. Okay, he's taken home the Norris. That would be his second career Norris, if I'm not mistaken. Giordano won 2 years ago, IRL, if I'm not mistaken. Captain of the Calgary Flames. I think he was sidelined for the rest of the season too, which just is sad for Calgary. Are they even in a playoffs? I think they're in a playoff spot. Whatever. Matt Dumba. I think he's going to be a defenseman that's going to be always in the top 5 of defensemen in points, but I don't think he's ever going to take home a Norris. Maybe later in his career, once we're a better overall team. If we won a few more games, I think he would be up there in points, but I think he's the runner-up as it stands, which is a solid season. All skaters who's taken home awards. Mark Scheifele, 2 years in a row. He's going to take home that Art Ross. Winnipeg is an absolute machine, and that would be a terrible team to face in the Western Conference. Most goals goes to Patrick Laine. I mean, it just sucks to see Kaprizov not... He was in it. He led for most of the... for I want to say 30 games of the season. He was up there, 40 games, I would say. And then Patrick Laine just kind of took off. 66 goals. Just an absolute machine. Best goal output, best point output. How much more you can say there. Alexei Pietrangelo is third in the league in goal scoring this year, which is kind of crazy. But I know what you guys came here for. I'm done talking about the regular season, and that's why I didn't do this last episode, because it took 20-plus minutes. We are back in the playoffs. Last time Minnesota was in the playoffs, I believe, was 2000 and... can't recall. They faced the Chicago Blackhawks and lost in round number 2, and they've been in kind of purgatory ever since. I think I'm right. I think I'm right about that. Yeah. Minnesota, welcome back to the playoffs. You are the state of hockey, apparently, and we're going to potentially get our fans back on board with this team. Obviously, it's been an up and down roller coaster season for this team, but we are facing one of our biggest rival in the Colorado Avalanche. If you don't know their history, just go back, all the way back. Look at most of Minnesota's postseason success has come against Colorado. First time they made the playoffs, they beat Patrick Waugh's Colorado Avalanche in Game 7 in overtime, and I believe they ended Patrick Waugh's career. I think that was a later postseason bout, but yeah, Patrick Waugh retired against Minnesota in the postseason. I think I'm right. And then when they came back to the playoffs, they beat Colorado in the first round of the year. Colorado won. Did they win the Presidents? They might have won the Presidents the year Minnesota got back to the playoffs. Or did I think Varlamov won the Vezina that year? They were just a great Corsi team. But I am scared of this team. They got McKinnon, they got Rantanen, they got Landeskog. They got a lot of cogs in the machine. And obviously, you see right there, Alexander Ovechkin to the Anaheim Ducks. Did they make the playoffs? I'm not too sure. But Colorado, what are you? Oh, no. Oh, they're a good team. Oh, we traded them Eriksson Ek. Oh, God. Uh-oh. Yes, we've made a few trades with them in the past for a few first-round draft picks. I think they were the right moves, but we are heading into a first-round series against an absolute dynamite team. Gabriel oh, I screwed up that name. I'm not even going to try to repeat that. I'm not going to even edit that out. Gabriel Landeskog, their captain. absolute beast. I would love to have a player like that on my team. Nathan MacKinnon is the pinnacle of playmaking centerman, an absolute dominator in the NHL. First overall pick in 2013. Can't get much better than Nathan MacKinnon. And having line mates like Mikko Rantanen just helps your cause out. And the second line, Nazem the Dream Kadri. I mean, you can say what you want about the Toronto trade. I know he got suspended 2 straight postseasons, but I don't think you give up on a guy like Nazem Kadri, because he had like 2 straight 30-goal seasons there at one point. I want to say right here, I don't think you just give up on a guy like that and send him packing for Tyson Barrie, who's turned out to not be great for Toronto. Then you got Jonas Donskoy, who's a beast. And then you got the runner-up for the Calder this year, Alex Newhook. And if you don't know who Alex Newhook is, he's playing in the NCAA, I think. I think he's tied for most points in North American skaters in an American program. He is an absolute beast. He went really late in the 2020, I think last year's draft. Last year's? Maybe. We had a chance at... No, we didn't have it. Did we have a chance at picking him? No. What am I saying? No. Alexander Newhook went to the Colorado Avalanche, was drafted by Colorado. I don't know what I'm saying. My gosh. Am I sleep deprived? It's only 9:35 p.m., which is relatively early for my recording. Tyson Jost, a really nice centerman there. Michael Frolik, Andre Burakovsky, Shane Bowers, who we had a chance of getting, but I thought, is that the guy going in the future? Joel Eriksson, we know everything about him. And then you got Brock McGinn, so that's a really awesome forward core. They struggled to make it to the postseason too, but they definitely have the better forward core as it stands. Defense. I don't know what you say. I don't know what... Whoa. Where's Cale Makar? Makar is hurt, but he's healthy. Oh, damn it. I'm like, did they trade them away? Woo-hoo! No, they didn't. So, I know, you add Cale Makar to that defensive core, but our defensive core is going to outweigh any other teams in the league. But it always comes down to goaltending, right? I mean, Samuel Girard, fantastic, underrated defenseman in the league. TJ Brody, solid. Connor Timmins, really young guy, a lot of value, a lot of potential there. Bowman Byram, who is an absolute stud in the WHL, is going to be great in the NHL too. Nikita Zadorov, who's just a big dude. And Eric Johnson, who was the former first overall pick in 2006. If you didn't know that, you do now. But their starting goaltender, Pavel Francouz. I gave this guy a better overall just because he dominates games. He's really solid. I think he just got his first ever NHL shutout the other evening. He's really solid. Fantastic season in the AHL last season. I think he's backup to Grubauer, but whenever Grubauer's out, Francouz is the guy to go. And they do have Jonathan Bernier. Absolute beast. Scratch players are Cale Makar, JT Compher, and Ron Hainsey. 41 years of age. This guy will never retire. I want him on my team. Yeah, Cale Makar is definitely going to be that X factor, but obviously the man to beat right now is Nathan MacKinnon. Currently 34 minutes into this episode, and we haven't even touched the first round. Here we go. Against the Colorado Avalanche. We've always gotten the better of Colorado, so let's see if that trend continues. Our first ever taste of the postseason in this new regime. How will it go? First period. 0-0. Oh, they are tripling us in shots. 18-6. Oh my God, Matt Murray's is standing on his head. Can the offense put up 1, 2, or 3 for the goaltender? Second period. Oh my God. So we caught up in shots. Or caught up as in they didn't triple us. Shots are still in Colorado's favor, 27-20, but for the two of our offense our offenses? Is that the right word to use? Both of our forward cores better. I'm surprised the goals aren't skyrocketing. Okay? Third period. 1 or 2 goals will win it. Come on, Minnesota. 1 or 2. Can I see the debut of Kirill Kaprizov in the playoffs? They score shorthanded. Oh, that's just sad. Another power play for Colorado. Oh, Alexei Pietrangelo. The young studs. Oh, that is your debut. A stamp in game number 1. The Mile High City. Oh, and they tie the game heading into overtime. So we score 2 straight goals. Less than 20 seconds. 17 to be exact. Oh, Alexei ties the game. Kaprizov gets us on top, but Matt Murray couldn't make those late saves. Shots are pretty close, but it is overtime. 1 goal will win it. Who will take game number 1? And he gets another shorty. What is our penalty? What is our power play? You can't be doing that, guys. 2 shorthanded goals for Yost. That is no. That is 100%. You never give up a shorthanded goal in the playoffs, let alone the regular season. Never, ever. I would have been okay if we gave up potentially a power play goal in overtime. I mean, I would have been upset either way, but a shorthanded goal, our offense got... they didn't show up that game. Matt Murray couldn't really do much more. 3-2 loss in overtime. That's not on the goaltender there. That's on the offense and the defense. Game number 2, Pepsi Center. First period. Colorado opens the scoring. Nathan MacKinnon rears his ugly head. Halfway through the period, shots are dead even, 11-11. Can we get something going here, Minnesota? Second period. Oh, yes, we do. Kirill freaking Kaprizov. 2 straight past Pavel. Ooh, absolute beauty. 3 minutes apart, or less than 3, actually. We skyrocketed in shots that period, 28-17 in our favor. Kaprizov is going to be a beast. He already is, but 3 goals in 2 games, and this game is not over. 20 minutes remaining. Third period, here we go. Can we tie this series up? David Krejci on the power play. Alexei Potts, his 2nd of the postseason. Colorado with a late power play. Power play for us again. Can't capitalize there. Not a lot of shots in this third period for us, but we have capitalized on every shot. We've made them count. 4-1 is not your final. Mikko Rantanen Potts, a late one. 9 seconds remaining, but a good outing from everybody. Obviously, Kirill Kaprizov should be getting the first star. 2 goals, 2 hits. What a beast. David Krejci with 2 points as well. Shows up on that first line. Matt Murray, really solid game. Really solid game. What did I say? I don't want to talk about the goaltending, but not bad. Not bad. 2 low-scoring affairs. I mean, 4-2 and 3-2. They're decent games. Obviously, we split them. But our offense needs to be our biggest asset. I know our defense is great, but we need to shut them down and score enough to win these games, obviously. Game number 3 in Minnesota. We are back at the XL Energy Center. Here we go, boys. First period. They open the scoring. Brock McGinn is his first name. Brock, I'm pretty sure. 17 seconds remaining in the first. He gets it done. They're doubling us in shots. 9-4. Terrible outing here in Minnesota to start this period. Or start the game. You know what I mean. Second period. Okay. Nazem Kadri makes it 2-0. Fitzgerald on that third line. Third, fourth. I think he's on the 4th. Question mark. Oh, yeah. Cuts this lead in half. We are not putting up a lot of shots. We need to start something here in this third period early. We need an early one, guys. It's a close game. Can we complete the comeback here? Anything. Minnesota, do not go down like this. Power play for Colorado. We kill it off. That is a tough one. Can we get one? Force overtime. Can we do it? Minnesota, I'm calling to anybody. Literally anybody. Be a hero. 50 seconds. Nazem Kadri gets his second of the evening. And we finish this game 3-1 in favor of Colorado. Matt Murray with another great game. Our offense is not showing up. So I'm going to check our lines because our offense has been weak. Kevin Fiala has been okay. 2 points in 3 games is not really what I'm looking for. But you know what? Pietrangelo is going to that first line. Hoglander. No. That's a difficult position there. Matt Murray's been great. I mean, I don't know what to say there. 1 win in 3 games. We need to be better for him. We need to put a better offense for him. Game number 4 here in Minnesota. Can we tie this series up, head back to Colorado, and make it a best of 3? Here we go. Our offense has been stagnant. First period. And their big guys come up clutch. Nothing from our offense, and Mika Zibanejad would look quite nice on this team, but would he be a series-changing guy? I'm not totally sure about that. That is rough, Minnesota. I'm not going to lie. That's a rough way to start this game, but we still have 40 minutes to play. Tie the series up. Second period. Oh, that's what I'm talking about, Minnesota. A little bit of pep talk. Nosek, your 4th line center, starts the scoring off. Kirill Kaprizov, his 4th goal in 4 games. David Krejci gets the lead. We complete the 2-goal comeback and make it our game. Shots are still in Colorado's favor. Here we go. Third period. Can we hold on? Can we get a few more? Alexei Pietrangelo getting it done. That is exactly what I'm talking about. Absolute beauty. Can we shut this game down? Mikko Rantanen on the power play. 2 straight power plays for Colorado that can't complete on the second one. Oh, this is coming down to the wire. Can we hold on for a few more minutes? Tie this series up. And we do it. Pietrangelo with the game winner. That was a game and a half. A 3-goal second period is easily what got us the victory there. A nice performance in the third period, shutting them down. I mean, Matt Murray's worst game technically so far, but we get the W, and a win is a win is a win. Okay, we are heading back to Colorado. We split the series in Colorado. We split the series in Minnesota. And we are dead even. It is a best of 3. Colorado and Minnesota are known for their Game 7s. Will we get one this series? Here we go. First period. Oh, that is a rough way to start off. Donskoy scores relatively early. Brant Clark ties it, his first of the postseason and his first career playoff goal. Nazem Kadri shorthanded. Make that 3 shorthanded goals for Colorado this playoff round. That is rough, Minnesota. And Frolik makes it 3-1. We are out shooting them. I don't get that. So when we're getting outshot, we'll win. But when they outshoot us, no wait, wait. No, when we outshoot them, they'll win, and when they outshoot us, we'll win. There we go. I said what I said. Second period. And we couldn't get one. If we got one, we made this a game. But that's a tough hill to climb. Third period. Can we make this a game? 1, please 2, and please 3. Can we get a victory? In Colorado, Fitzgerald makes it a game. 3-2 is the score in favor of Colorado. Can we get another one? And Fitzgerald, an absolute beast. Kaprizov with the dagger, potentially. Ooh, hold on, Minnesota. Back-to-back. 4-3 victories. A 2-goal comeback in the third period. And Kaprizov with the dagger. A 2-goal performance from Fitzgerald, and he is on my radar. I want to keep him on this team. You don't just put up performances like that and not be a somebody. Did I say that right? I try to be inspirational there, but a fantastic third period for Minnesota. Fantastic. Dewar was injured in the AHL. No. Head coach replaced the player. Okay. Game number 6. Kaprizov has been phenomenal. 5 goals in 5 games. Can we get 6 or 7 out of him? Here's hoping. A big game. A biggest game to date in our franchises. In latest franchises history. You could go all the way back to 2003, 3 against Anaheim in the Western Conference Finals. But up to this date, this is important. Can we beat a juggernaut in Colorado? Cale Makar, Nathan MacKinnon, Rantanen, Landeskog. Can you beat those guys? Shut this series down. You have the lead. You have 2 chances to win this. But don't make it 7 games. First period. 1-0 Colorado. Andrei Burakovsky. Shots are in our favor. 15-10. High shooting first period. My gosh, you rarely see that kind of shooting in a first period. 25 combined shots. Woo! Okay. Matt Murray couldn't really do much more there. But Frank Hughes for them couldn't really do much more. Second period. Okay, we tie the game up shorthanded. Kevin Fiala, his first of the postseason, but Donskoy scores on the ensuing power play. And it is Colorado's lead. We are out shooting them 29-17. Their goaltender is standing on his head. Third period, here we go. Samuel Girard scores early. Power play ensuing. Can't get anything. Can anybody? Kirill, 6 goals in 6 games. Absolute machine. Nathan MacKinnon on the power play. Nathan MacKinnon again. I had to say his name because he'll score twice. That is rough. That is a rough game 6 loss. We're trying hard here at the end of this game. Power play late. That is definitely not enough. Matt Murray had a pretty subpar performance. That is rough, and what did I just say? Game number 7. Minnesota and Colorado are known for these. What is this? The 4th time we're having a game 7 between these two teams? And what else is there to say? You just got to go out there and you have to perform like game 5. Go out there. Just dominate the game. Make it your game. Okay? Game number 7. We will slow sim. First period. Come on. 1 or 2 quick. Come on. Jost scores on the power play. Yikes, he's had a lot of special team time this postseason, and he's been good. Power play, can't get it done. Are we going to end another first period scoreless on our end? Yes, we will. 20 minutes in the books. It's currently Colorado's game. I know we're out shooting them, but they are outscoring us, which is a little more important. Second period, Minnesota. Can we get 1? Can we get 2? 3 maybe? Power play. 5-on-3. You got to make it yours. Big chance for Minnesota. Kaprizov couldn't come. Burakovsky scores. It's 2-0. Jost again. Matt Murray. Come on, man. Really? You have your worst game so far. 19 shots. 21 after 40. You've been awful. But our offense hasn't been there. Our defense hasn't been there for you. We're going to have some magic. What is there to really say? There's not much we can really do here. There's not much that we can do. There's not much I can do from where I'm sitting. But it's up to these players. Obviously, I'm not going to be upset with a Game 7 Round 1 loss. But obviously, I want to make it to the second round. Will we get that here in Colorado? A little bit of magic. Come on. Can we get a quick one? We need a quick one. Minnesota, don't you dare get shut out. Luke Kunin, 5 minutes into the period. Can we get another? Can we make this a game? Can we make this a game, Minnesota? Can we make this a game? Zach Parise, it's 3-2. Ensuing power play. Get something, boys. Please, get something. A long power play. No, Minnesota, something. We tried. We really tried there. Zach Parise, a vet. Luke Kunin, a young guy. And the boys get beaten in Game 7 against Colorado. It's time for them to beat Minnesota finally. They head to the second round. Nathan MacKinnon. That is sad. That sucks to see. But I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this one, please leave a like, leave a comment, share with people who you think may enjoy this sort of thing. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.